So let's take a look at how we can offset the offset the polyline space. So we can simply offset by 75 because that's the size of our polylines. Offset 75 upward, 75 upward. So what you have just offsetted here, you can change this layer to your roof. That's going to be your roof, like so. Let's delete it. Like I told you, we are concentrating on one side. Once we are done, we will mirror it. Okay, so let's create the polylines now and place them. Pick a polyline tool, establish a line by clicking, move your cursor this side to be 50, and then downwards should be 75, 50, 75, and close. So that's the size of your polyline. So let's pick a line tool and locate the center point like this, bring it slightly outside. That gives a nailing effect. Slightly outside should give you a nailing effect, as if something is nailed. Okay, so let's now do the crossing, which will really give a timber effect as well. So now we can move this closer to where we intend to place them. Okay, because of my auto, I can't place it properly. I want it off. Auto off, bring it somewhere around here. Okay, let me put it out somewhere around here. Okay, so now let's look at how we can place the polyline. So the process goes like this: you pick a line tool, and then you specify a base point, and then draw a horizontal line like this. And this horizontal line basically represent the basement of your polyline. So what you are looking at is the angle of deviation. So pick an angle tool from here, from your dimension line, and hit the first line, then hit the second line. So the angle is 51, as you can see. So you press the escape key. That's just what you want to find. By the time you select this object like this and then rotate it by picking the rotate tool, specifying a base point anywhere, and rotating by 51, and you will find the angle will be rotated in that direction. Alright, like so. And then move it down, just pick it, move it down the edge, and that fits in perfectly. So that's how you can resolve such problems. And now that we have just fixed it, we will use the array tool to now spread them according to the length of the rafter. So in the next tutorial, we should be using the rectangular array to spread the polylines at 900. So duplicating the polylines using the array tool, select the polyline in question, mouse over to the array tool and click, and then ensure to be on the rectangular array, and reduce your value for the rows to be 1, and this can be as many as you can, but definitely I am assuming that 4 will be okay for me, or maybe 5. And then row of offset should be 1, and the column should be at 900. So now the angle of array is what I don't know. I will have to click on the angle tool here and then direct the array that I want it in this direction. Just specify, click a point and then click the next point along the angle you want it to, along the line you want it to spray, and then you will have the sample here. But the sample here is in anti-clockwise, so let's enable it. Let's enable it like so. No, yeah, anti-clockwise. So let's just add a minus in front of this and see. Otherwise, this is not telling me there is a negative value, but then the sample is coming this way. So let's just add a minus here, because definitely it's either a positive or negative value. So let's click out, click somewhere. All right, we have gotten it right now. So we just added a minus in the appropriate angle here, and it gives us that. So this offset is going to spread along this alignment, the angle of array we selected here. So let's preview this and see. Okay, perfect. It has spread it at 9900. That's how you use array to achieve that. Okay, this, all right, I needed 4. One is overlapping, which I will definitely delete later. So press the enter key to accept it like so, and select this one and delete it. So you just have to assume some certain number of polylines and give it to the array so that it will spread them. So if it is in excess, you can always delete the rest. So now that we have achieved this, in the next tutorial we should be creating the trusses. Okay, so make sure you position everything like this and offset 1/200 from your king post, 1/200 this way, and enter. Then use the trim tool to trim this. Okay, let me show you one method of trim. Let's just apply this to this. Show you one method of trim. Select the trim tool, select the terminal point, and then press the enter key. You can trim it that way, or you trim it the other way. So this will work both ways. So that's another method of trim. You select the trim tool, and then select the object in quest. Select the terminal point, press the enter key, and then the object you intend to trim, you then click it. So that's how you can trim such. All right, now we have offsetted this, so the thickness for the trusses is 75. So let's offset 75. And we'll extend this to go across the rafter, and we'll pick the line tool and connect to it like so. And then we'll also offset 75. Like this, and then we'll finish it up by trimming some of these areas we don't need. Trim this. No, sorry, undo. We don't have to trim this, rather. Yeah, because it's tying to the rafter, so you don't have to see this portion of it. The rafter goes across and this goes across here, so we'll have to trim this as well. Exactly. So that's how you can connect your trusses to the rafter at 1/200. So in the next tutorial we should be mirroring this truss. Okay, so now to mirror the truss, let's select it like so. We'll make sure we select precisely this. We don't need to select the we don't need to. All right, let's go ahead. Let's just delete the whole of this. Let's delete the whole of this section. Let's delete the whole of this. We know that we don't have anything this way, including the ceiling arrangement. We don't have anything here, so let's select it just like this. Select plus the ceiling, the noggins, all of that, and click the mirror tool, and then this should be your center point. This be your center point here, the terminal of those trusses, and then move it downward. Make sure you're on auto while you're performing mirrors. Always be on auto, and then the preview is given to you here. Then click. Once you see the preview and you're okay with it, then click erase source objects. No. Press the enter key, and then you have it this way as well. This is perfect, although we need to do some correction by extending the line here. This line didn't come out. I mean, we were not able to select the line, I think so it's not here. The truss line, sorry, not the truss, the rafter. So let's extend this rafter like so. Exactly, that's it. So we do some little trimming here, okay, to give a precise point, and also here trim that like so. Yes, okay, so now we are totally done with the mirroring. So let's see how we can create the ridge cap. So how do we want our ridge cap? This ridge cap, we can simply pick the center line of the pole lines here and move it up like this. Turn off your auto, move it up like this, somewhere around here. Okay, and then I will mirror this line with the base point of this center. Turn on your auto again, just mirror this line this way, and then we'll offset this by 50, offset 50, the roof line by 50, and then we'll extend this line we just mirrored to go across like that, and then we'll trim off the excess, and then now we can use the fillet to get this point. Make sure your fillet radius is 0, and then start connecting the two angles, both your roof and the ridge cap. So once you achieve this like this, you can finally do proper trimming. And okay, you can trim this up. I think that is not supposed to show. You just need to have something like this, and now you can match property